we will be seeing bosses shuffled. I am your commentator, Captain MD13. I am joined tonight by Mr. Scruff Ninja Tuna. How you doing tonight?
Doing great, and I'm thinking these runners are going to be happy because that looked like boots over there in Lynx's house.
Oh boy. Yes, we are off, ladies and gentlemen. And we can officially say the speedrun has begun already.
It's always a great thing fighting boots right off the bat. Now, to everyone that is not familiar with the Enemizer here, we are going to see a lot of craziness, as you can already tell. Not only do we have the palette, we've got all the bosses shuffled in the Chaos mode, so we will not be seeing just 3 duplicates. We will be seeing every bit of craziness, so may have a dozen Moldorms, who knows?
And I guarantee you this is going to be playing with my eyes real early. I did just see Frostbite check the Lumberjack ledge, and that was thankfully just a big 20.
So no Aga play for Lumberjack.
We also had a map check from Leslie, and I believe that is 3 crystals in the light world.
Yes, indeed. And that is going to be fun. Because 3 pendants Dark World? Oh boy.
Just a big 20 out of Bonk Rocks.
The entertaining portion of the run where most players are basically just going over themselves.
Indeed, Frostbite is taking a fish to the bottle vendor. Gonna give him a nice small injection of rupees and a couple other, I think that was a full magic.
Yep, full magic, looked like an 8 count of bombs, some 10 arrows, and lots of goodies.
Indeed, we're finally getting a look at the Kakariko well now. We start off with a heart piece. The hammer, how about that?
Yeah, it's a good weapon.
Ooh, Moon Pearl, and an extra bit of chunk of change as well. So Moon Pearl and hammer, and there's the Power Gloves and Lost Woods.
Wow, 2-minute Dark World entry, holy cow.
I don't like where this is going. We have not seen any trolling at all. Nah, I joke. But yeah, 2.5 minute Dark World access, and makes you wonder, what's the troll item gonna be?
Oh, I'm certain that we're gonna get some troll here. It may not be the items, but it's definitely gonna get some troll.
Well, and we also just saw the single arrow in Blind's hideout, so that's one unique item we can strike off the list.
That is always a good one to find early, just because of the wonderful hint system. Seems how that is a unique item, it can play with us a little bit.
So everybody pretty much just running through their Kakariko checks. We do see a big 20 in the back of the tavern. Meanwhile, Frostbite giving us a look at the chicken hut.
Vanilla Chicken Hut relay game? Come on.
Yeah, full heart is still nothing to complain about.
When I play Enemizer, I expect a room full of guards, not lazy chicken.
Oh, that's what you meant by vanilla. I thought you meant like it was a hard piece. I'm sorry. You're talking about the enemies. I forgot this is Enemizer.
Yeah, heart container's actually quite nice there. I am surprised to see so many fish around Kakariko. And that's actually a fun thing that you'll see a couple of these runners do, is normally you can trade either fish or golden bees to that bottle vendor for lots of... And since you need a quick buck and some bombs, you know, why not?
Yeah, and I believe I did see a full magic refill also from the bottle vendor as a result of that. Because I think those items get shuffled too.
I believe as far as the fish goes, that's always going to be 20 bucks, 10 arrows, and some magic. But I think you're right. I think it's shuffled between full magic or partial.
Right, Frostbite now heading into Lost Woods, getting his Power Glove.
Oh, I'm betting we're going to be seeing Hype Cave here shortly.
Somebody in chat confirming it's always the same stuff from the bottle vendor. Our apologies for that confusion.
Don't worry, Big J's. We're going to go ahead and bring it up here in about 5 minutes.
And it looks like Frostbite is immediately going to the Dark World.
Ooh, let's see what we get. Come on, give us a map check.
Not quite yet. Looks like we're going to Hype Cave. Oh. And our pendants. Let's see, we got a pendant. Green pendant at Pod, Mire, and Swamp are the other two. I saw a 5/6 crystal at Ice. I missed the other one.
That's Turtle Rock. Ooh, this is going to be fun.
Oh boy. Ooh, we just got the bow and Hype Cave.
Oh, an instant 8 out of 10. Oh, that's a 9 out of 10 with the lamp.
Alright, Eastern Palace, anybody? Well, I say that, but who knows who the boss could be.
We could go do Pod right now.
Indeed. We also get the blue boomerang in the library and a single rupee on the race game. But yeah, that is a very Hype Cave. Bow and lamp, that's easily, probably, I would say 9 out of 10.
Oh yeah, bow is always going to give you an 8 out of 10 on that. And lamp, it's good. I mean, fire source, it's light.
Meanwhile, Faraime going into the back of Escape, getting a bottle of red goo, a B-Torp, and a heart piece. So 2 bottles in the back of Escape. How about that? To answer question in chat, the pendants were Green Pendant, Pod, Swamp, and Mire were the other 2 pendants. Faraime and Link Force are doing their South Shore checks. We get the Uncle Bombs. I'm sorry, you first.
Oh, it's a good. I was actually going to comment on that we've only had one of the 4 restreamers decide to go right into Dark World. It paid off for him. Would that really be beneficial not to just go right into Dark World right now?
Kind of tough to say, because you have a lot of checks open, because you have almost pretty much full Dark World access. You can go to Death Mountain now. Also, Pod is bow locked, as we get the big key in the first chest, although that really doesn't matter given the circumstances, since we have bow and Hype Cave.
That's a fun thing about Enemizer. Red Mimics and those Igors are out of here, so Pod, the only reason why you need the bow here is to actually get to the boss.
Yes, that's a failsafe, just in case they show up. You don't want them showing up in places where normally you wouldn't have the bow. And our first hint in Pod is some caches in a Kakariko Tavern.
Thank you, hint.
Faraime getting a sword and the Quake Medallion from Mini Moldorm Cave, as well as 2 sets of bombs and 10 sticks.
Ooh, sword. Okay, that makes it worth it.
Absolutely. You're never going to turn down a sword, and you never know if you're going to need Quake, especially for Turtle Rock.
Oh, yeah.
We can safely call that an earth-shattering Mini Moldorm Cave, right?
No.
Didn't think so. Faraime taking a trip into Ice Rod Cave. Thankfully, not a long walk courtesy of the Pegasus boots.
Oh, dang it. It lagged just enough that we didn't get to see what picked it.
Very unfortunate, but surely our other runners might take a trip over there. Looks like Leslie is going to take said walk.
Excellent.
Faraime has set up a water walk and is now making their way to First Lake Hylia Island.
I think that was a bottle?
Probably. I'm not 100% sure on that one, unfortunately. Just a hard piece in Ice Rod Cave. And Sari, one of our trackers tonight, says that it is Blue Goo, and Fariame lost the water walk after a health refill from hard piece in Waterfall Fairy.
Oof. Well, thankfully, he's got the Moon Pearl, so all he has to do is just exit and re-enter, and he's good. And nothing interesting so far in Pod. It looks like we've just had the usual mullet pals with all business up front and party in the back.
Well, we now just did pick up the mushroom in Pod, so anybody want to do a fetch quest?
That's gonna be one heck of a party there.
Meanwhile, we have Leslie checking out the northwestern Dark World. I did not see what was on the Man Under the Bridge.
Yeah, I didn't quite see that there. Didn't look like it was anything interesting, though, from the quick menu that we got.
Alright, Leslie gonna do the checks for the Village of Outcasts. Just 10 sticks.
Oh, that is not a good enemy to fight on that small bridge.
No, it is not.
Enemizer, one of the only modes where invincibility items may be required.
Yeah, especially with crystal rollers.
Oh yeah. Goodness, don't remind me about those evil things.
Leslie is wasting no time and dipping into Thieves' Town. Makes sense, we can full clear it. It's, well, except for possibly the boss, but it is a crystal.
Yeah, since we've got the hammer there, the only one that would really give us any trouble would be Cold Stare and Trinet. I mean, you could technically beat the rest of them, it's just going to take a long time.
Yeah, and Leslie has not yet picked up the bow from Hype Cave. So if we get Armos Knights, he may choose to wait a little while.
True, even though Boomerang is usable to kill those things, it's not really that perfect.
Someone in chat also mentions we cannot yet defeat Argus without the hook shot, so yeah, we're still missing a few We're still a few candidates that could troll Thieves' Town here.
I forgot that big old eyeball existed. And speaking of crystal rollers...
Yeah.
Ooh, second sword in Pod. That's gonna be a nice find. I can guarantee that most people probably won't... Ooh, okay, hookshot.
Well, on the subject of Argus...
Yay.
And Frostbite has taken another death in Pod. I don't know if that was intentional or not.
I doubt it. He still has to go check out Big Chest and Dark Maze.
Now, you first, I'm sorry.
Okay, it's alright. I was commenting on the as chat put it, the boing boings. I always forget what those things are called, the hokey pokey.
I think... I'm trying to remember. It sounded similar. Is Gorias? Oh no, that's the those are the mimics. Excuse me. No, I don't remember the pokies.
It's some weird name that I like saying once I actually know. Hokuboku. Yes, thank you, chat. You do the Hokuboku and you turn yourself around.
That's what it's all about. Now, an interesting property about Thieves' Town is that in Enemizer, you do not need to actually pick up the Maiden. The boss will be in the boss room already by default.
So
it does create some minor difficulties if it is blind, because then you can't really follow the blind script to the T. But so is the nature of Enemizer.
That's why I think we're going to see, if not on all, some of them just going straight to the boss after this first forward check.
Now we have Frostbite checking out the back of Sahasraral's closet, getting 10 sticks, a hard container, and a hard piece.
Not a bad start. Now, I did see that Frostbite ended up clearing all the items, so all that's going to be left is the map and or compass. So unless they really want to get that green pendant, there's no reason to go fight the boss in pod.
At least not yet. I did see 10 sticks at a Paradox Cave from Faraime. Unfortunately, looks like we're not going to see the second chest just yet.
And speaking of items, got to give a quick shout out to our trackers, Drosy1 and Siryu, especially since they have to not only click all the buttons, but keep track of all these screens for us, just to let us know what has what and who is where.
I could be wrong, but I think I saw for just one frame that Faraime did pick up the flute in Paradox Cave. I am confirming on my phone's playback.
Ooh, I did see a shovel.
I did see that, and unfortunately I couldn't get another glimpse. And it looks like we have Helmasaur in the Thieves Town room. Thieves Town boss.
That's one Dino Kitty.
Well, Frostbite is giving us our look at Eastern Palace. And Faraime's dipping Tower of Hera. Quite a divergence from our runners this evening. And it looks like you first.
I was gonna say, this is not a fun fight for Link Force at all. Not only, of course, do you have to fight Helmasaur with a fire sword, in the Thieves Town room, as you noticed, he hugged that bottom wall like crazy.
And Link Force has just taken a death.
Yeah, that's one of the other problems there.
And is deciding to nope out?
Oh, that was a nice hint that we saw on Frostbite's side. Looked like it was cash and a compass on the left side of Misery Mire. So since we know Misery Mire's just got two, we may not have to dip it at all.
We might not. We also did see from Faraime that Tower of Hera is not fire-locked, or at least the boss is not fire-locked.
Very nice.
Furthermore, we actually have yet to see the small key.
Oof, poor Frostbite. That is not a fun dark room.
We also learned that some bombs are underwater.
Such a great hint.
Thanks, game.
Oh, speak of the devil. We got some bombs.
Oh my goodness, we have an 8-eyed Moldorm.
Oh my gosh. That is absolutely terrifying.
Yes, that is another property of the Enemizer, excuse me, ladies and gentlemen. Moldorm can have anywhere from 1 to 8 eyes.
And
it is also vanilla Moldorm.
Very true, yeah. It's so scary, it froze Faraime's, everything.
Meanwhile, Link Force has now finally picked up the bow out of Hype Cave as Leslie heads into Sahasraral's closet. Frostbite continuing through Eastern Palace, not really having any issues so far. I do not remember how many items we have seen in Eastern. I do not know if there's anything on the boss.
I believe we've only seen 2. but we shall see.
Link Force did not skip Mini Moldorm. He has the Quake Medallion and the, what
Sword.
else was in Mini Moldorm Cave? The sword, that's right.
Yeah, Frostbite's the one that hasn't done South Shore yet. Once he does, though, he's gonna get his Master Sword.
I did only see a heart piece on the pyramid.
Oh, and Spiral Cave has flips. Thank you for that, chat.
Much appreciated for that info. And Frostbite learning that it is Argus in Eastern Palace, and he did not dig up the hook shot yet.
Oof.
And it looks like, as I had noticed earlier, Faraime does in fact have the flute and is activating it as we speak. I believe that was the blue flash in Paradox Cave I saw earlier.
Alright, so we know that we got the shovel and the flute off in Paradox.
We're also getting a sick kid check, but it's only a big 20.
Stealing the poor kid's medicine money? That's just rude.
Well, if this is anything like the world of Pokemon, at least healthcare is free. I did not see what was on Desert Ledge on Faraime's side, but he is making a play to Agina's cave.
Ah yes, the good old fart cave.
Now, Leslie is heading through Eastern Palace, should have no trouble with Argus, although it's likely to be a menu boss since his strongest weapon is going to be the hammer.
Truthfully though, I'd rather play Menu Simulator than deal with Fighter Sword.
Fair enough. Unfortunately, we had another lag spike just before we saw what was in Agina's cave, so we're going to miss out on that for a bit.
Did get a nice menu freeze though, but that should give us a little bit more info on what he's got. And we did confirm he's got flippers.
Leslie did take a death in Eastern Palace in one of the dark rooms. Meanwhile, Frostbite is heading through Mini Moldorm Cave, now has Master Sword and Quake, along with a free bomb refill that he didn't really need. Link Force, meanwhile, putting that Quake Medallion to good use and clearing the room in the Bowlock section.
One of the few uses of Quake, aside from opening up one of those 2 dungeons. Oh, and of course, getting rid of some of the harder enemies.
Yeah, Quake also is very effective against dead rocks.
Curse those dead rocks.
Frostbite is also has set up a water walk and is now heading to the Zora area, looks like. We can check the Zora item. I don't believe we've seen that yet. Now, hopefully Frostbite does not get
Whoops!
The same thing that... Whoops! Yep, it did. Luckily, as you mentioned before, that's an easy fix.
Thankfully, they have the Moon Pearl for this part.
Faraime and Leslie are both running through Eastern Palace. They both have their hook shots, so they can defeat Argus.
Now, I'm fairly certain that was a Death Warp.
On Link Force's side. Yeah, probably. We're still on the lookout for the mirror. Now, what does the king of all scams have for us tonight? Answer: a big fat scam.
Wah, wah.
Link Force has someone in chat points out, Link Force has fainted. Use next Pokemon.
Oh, that would be a fantastic use of the sprites. And don't mind the audio, we're just syncing things up here real quick.
Frostbite looks to be turning in their mushroom. We'll see what the witch has for us as a result.
Oh, please be good, please be good, please be good. Ah, the anticipation. Ah!
Looks like Leslie is about to go and face Argus in Eastern Palace. We'll see how that plays out. And yet another big 20 off the mushroom.
Oof. Now, I'm not sure I agree with Frostbite's decision there to not save Scummit. Because, yeah, we don't have the Powder or the Canis Maria just yet, but might be. And those Hokobokus taking Link Force down again. Those things are just not nice.
And as a consequence of Enemizer, we will probably be seeing a lot more deaths as a result of just this really stupid enemy placement sometimes.
But that's the fun of Enemizer. Lots and lots and lots of death.
I say stupid, but I mainly refer to that in the runner's view.
Oh yeah, really entertaining for us. Because remember, their misfortune is our entertainment.
Mm-hmm. Especially when you get that rare AGA 1 pedestal seed.
The oops, all dungeons.
And I've seen a couple of those last week.
Oh goodness, don't remind me. Some of those I ran. Yeah, it looks like as Leslie is finishing up his Argus fight, Furame is starting his.
Yep, and Frostbite is now going to make their way to the Village of Outcasts. Looks like choosing to go towards Skull Woods first.
Oh, and as we're seeing, is the really difficult thing about not having a bow, Silver's fire, or a decent weapon against Argus. It's just a pain in the patootie.
Indeed. And it looks like Furame has actually taken down Argus first, and both of our runners are awarded with the Book of Medora for their trouble. Which means we can now check the tablets, except Bamos, and we can check... Frostbite picking up the Fire Rod in Skull Woods. How about that?
Ooh. French vanilla.
Indeed. And so, yeah, we can also now full clear desert. We have boots, we have a fire source, we have gloves, and the book.
Oh, dang. We're really booking it.
Indeed. I just got it. Ooh, Frostbite took another death. I don't know if that was intentional or not. I know the first one was.
I think that Moldarm just wanted a hug.
Whoa, hello. There is the magic mirror in the dig spot, so at least one fetch quest was worth it.
Wowza. Okay, so, peeps, you'll be wanting to go up to the Paradox Cave ASAP.
Meanwhile, we have Furame and Leslie heading straight into Desert Palace following that book. We have 2 items up for grabs here, and it is a crystal. We can at least get to the boss, but can we defeat it is the ultimate question.
Yep, the only thing that would really block our path at this point would be Cold Stare or Trinex, now that we've got that hook.
Indeed, Farame does not yet have the Fire Rod, so yeah, he would not be able to take down Cold Stare.
Mm-hmm.
As far as what we know, the only out-of-logic boss is Trinex, though.
That is not a fun room to have to kill enemies.
Desert is not boots locked today. Not that it matters, because the boots was the first thing pretty much everybody found anyway.
Ooh, and just $5 on one of our first items there.
Frostbite's now making their way to the back of Skull Woods. I didn't see if we saw an item already. Well, we saw the Fire Rod, but I didn't see if the second item was found yet.
I don't believe it was.
And the Hera basement is completely locked out for our runners today, as we see a hint that the small key is in the basement.
Oof, Desert not having much. 20 bucks in one and 5 in the other.
Yeah, it looks like the only thing up for grabs out of Desert is the crystal, assuming we can beat the boss.
And Furame is saying nope, and just heading out. Oh, and we've got our first look at the front of Escape from Link Force.
Alrighty, we have another Moldorm in Skull Woods.
We had another Moldorm in Skull Woods.
Yeah, thankfully it's pretty free since the spikes didn't move. And luckily Moldorm also seemed to move a lot slower.
I think it's due to something with the AI, like it's adjusted for the map, the moving theme. I English good.
That's all right. Leslie, in the meantime, is going all the way through Desert Palace, heading for Landmolus, it looks like. Actually, since Farayame has the mirror, what I'm hoping he does is, when he dips Skull Woods and eventually clears it, he can mirror and check the pedestal.
Ooh, that would be a good one. Well, I mean, there really wouldn't be much of any use on pedestal at this point.
Yeah,
unless... Okay, on the very low assumption that Trinex will be one of the required bosses, and Ice Rod is necessary.
Yeah, we could still need Ice Rod, we could still need... Can't be Cane of Samaria, because that's needed for Meyer. It could be Turtle Rock's Medallion if it's not Quake.
Very true.
That's about it, actually. And it looks like Helmasaur is our boss for Desert Palace. Oh yeah, we are also looking for the Titan's Mitts, which is, well, the Titan's Mitts can't be on Ped because they're needed for Meyer.
Yarp.
Just a compass out of the Helmasaur Molus.
And down goes our second Dino Kitty.
And we get silver arrows are in Dark Cross today. Ooh, that is a mean spot for them.
And that is a really, 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 really mean spike.
Frostbite is still digging through Skull Woods. Guess we have not found the second item yet.
I'm betting it's in that big chest.
Wouldn't shock me at this point. Skull Woods and Thieves Town big chests are notorious in my experience for causing havoc.
And just to rub salt in your wounds, you get the cape. At the one point you really needed it.
Yep. Thanks, game. Thanks a bunch. Also, that golden spike is in a really bad spot right there in Thieves Town. Right on top of the switch. Did we get a bumper ledge check? I don't remember seeing it.
I don't think so, no. That would have been a fantastic time to go check.
Leslie now making the trek up towards Death Mountain. I don't know why Faraime decided to bomb the ceiling. That's not required in Thieves Town for Enemizer.
Muscle memory.
Yeah.
It looks like most of the players are pretty much just following each other. We are going to get our first look at the basement of Thieves Town.
We have not yet seen the small key for the Thieves Town, towards the Thieves Town big chest. If it's not here in the maiden cell, it's actually locked out. In fact, I think that's the case. Yeah, so yeah, a little fun fact about the Thieves Town key logic is that if you do not see the small key by the maiden cell, it is locked inside the big chest and you don't have to worry about it.
Yep. Oh, look at that, our third Dino Kitty.
Alright, that's a lot of Dino Kitties today.
And of course, the one place that I wanted to see the helicopter, we didn't get it.
Apparently we saw Elmosaur Kitty already. Oh, that's right, because the last time we saw it, the lights were, the ceiling wasn't bombed, and the boss room just looks different with the lights on.
Oh, right.
Frostbite also taking on the blind Helma Kitty.
And Leslie in Paradox Cave, so it's going to confirm that we will indeed have the flute and the hammer.
And in Leslie's case, eventually the mirror from that shovel. Overall, for now, the seed has been pretty generous to our runners, all things considering, because the only things we're missing is, for safety, Ice Rod, Turtle Rock's Medallion, and Canis Samaria for Gomo. That's it.
And of course, whatever conveniences we need.
Yeah, and Titan's Mitts. Because, yeah, we can't get to Dark Death Mountain without Titan's Mitts.
Yeah, it's a little difficult.
Or Ice Palace, for that matter.
Or Misery Mire, for whatever ungodly reason we need to go in there.
I would not be surprised if, well, no, they can't be on pedestal because Mire is a pendant. But I was thinking for a split second that what if it'd be hilarious if Mitts were on the pedestal, because I've seen that twice last week.
It can happen, and it is hilariously evil. Especially when you've got all of your Light World dungeons as pendants. You get an early flute and mirror, and then you find that your Dark World entry is the Mitts off of pedestal.
Mm-hmm.
That's
we can
just
also
the worst.
Yeah, we can also now access, as folks in chat are pointing out, we can access Swamp Palace. And I did not see... I saw Leslie's hint say something requires the Cane of Samaria, but I did not see what it was. Thankfully, that does isolate a considerable number of locations.
And we just got a wonderful hint from Frostbite's side that we've missed earlier. There's a unique item in your house, Numpty.
Yes, indeed. That could very well have been our guaranteed boots hint. And we also see Faraime get the their fire rod out of Skull Woods. And they're gonna take it and run straight to the back.
Ooh, Link, be careful.
For a minute, I saw him with his mirror out, and I thought he was going to mirror, but and check Ped, but nope, we might not get to see that just yet.
And thankfully, Frostbite remembering that, oh, right, you don't need to break the ceiling.
Ooh, Link Force just took a death to Argus. These bosses have not been kind to our runners tonight.
No, they have not. If I could remember the item for rezzing Pokemon, I would have made a joke there. But
That would be a
sadly, the one that
revive.
is... Thank you! I was thinking, throw him a Phoenix down. Nope, wrong job.
Phoenix down. That's,
Like every JRPG in existence.
I've heard the name. I know the game it's from. I cannot put the name to it, though.
If only there was a channel that streamed those games so often.
That's the one, Final Fantasy. Ooh, Trolldorm giving Leslie a bit of a hard time there. Almost fell off. Meanwhile, Faraime is taking down the Skull Woods Moldorm, and Leslie hopefully right behind, yep, has just taken down the Hera Trolldorm. Come to think of it, we've only seen 3 bosses so far, and that would be Argus, Helmasaur, and Argus.
Now that would be nice if we only see those 3, but of course we're gonna get our Moldorm 2 boss B, Trinex. We're getting a pedestal check!
Yes, we are. Get your pedestal hype in chat. It's just a little piece of love. Never mind.
Oh.
I'm sorry, I did, someone chat, I did just say Argus, Helma, and Argus. I meant Argus, Helma, and,
Moldorm!
Leslie giving us a look at the Ether Tablet, giving us just a bigger piece of love.
Hey, 13 hearts, I'll take it.
And 13 hearts this early is nothing to be disappointed at, and we're still on green mail too, so hearts are never a bad thing.
And Leslie is probably going to be getting his flippers here shortly. Where Frostbite's picking up the hookshot.
Yeah, Frostbite's not going to be happy to see that, because he had to nope out of Eastern Palace as a result of not having the hookshot before. And we have a 300 rupees on Bumper Ledge. Thank you, chat, for helping us out with that one.
Yeah, so Zora money for anyone that hasn't been scammed yet. And here's Frostbite's... Oh, he doesn't have the mirror, so he can't check.
Nope.
Now that's a shameful spot.
In fact, he hasn't even been to Paradox Cave. Also, Brian, we found your cane. Please head to the Graveyard Ledge to pick that up.
The only time in an Enemizer when you don't need the cane is when you've got the cape.
Link Force has taken down Argus and picked up the Eastern Palace Crystal. Fryme, using the mirror, is going to give us a check of King's Tomb. Just some more explosives.
Now I'm thinking of that King Babam thing, and that's his tomb from now on.
Alright, the question becomes, where do we go from here? It seems like Swamp Palace would be the place. 6 items in there, and we can full clear it, depending on if Trinex is in the boss room.
Yeah, that would be the safe bet. I mean, it's another pendant that not a lot of people are one to go for. Although, depending on the boss in Palace of Darkness, it may be Green Pendant that we're needing.
That is true. We have not seen what the Green Pendant yields yet.
I'm gonna be evil and say it's actually the green pendant turn that's gonna give us progression, and nothing in swamp. Absolutely zippo.
That would be absolutely evil, and I love it.
Yes. Let the hate flow through you. Fur May about to be scammed.
Leslie just got scammed.
Hopefully Link Force keeps his money.
Let's hope Link Force doesn't take another death. As chat points out, one more feint and he's gonna white out.
Ooh. Hope he's got a save.
Or a lot of cash, which he does, to be fair.
Man, if only the real world were like that. Beat up some people, get lots of money. Wait.
Oh, and folks, get your 07s in chat. We are hearing a salute to the bird from Leslie.
Yay! Let's see, quick fire. Goose is loose. The quail is hailed. The duck is muck.
While we're all running through the, while everybody's retracing their steps, everyone else's steps here for a minute, I would like to take a minute to shout out our runners tonight. So give all of these folks a follow, because they are putting on a fantastic show for you tonight, especially with an Enemizer seed. Also, let's take a minute to shout out our trackers, Siriu X and Drosy1 for their help this evening. We appreciate you folks pressing the buttons and helping everybody stay informed. Now, Frostbite has just defeated Argus from Eastern Palace to pick up the crystal there and get the book.
And so far, the book hasn't been super useful. We know that Ether's not, and there's nothing good in the desert other than the crystal itself. So unless Bombos has got something really great, this may just be entrance to DP that was required.
Indeed. Now, Faraime just is now going into Swamp Palace. The hint revealed that Mimic Cave only has cash, which is a very lucky hint for all of our runners, assuming they get there before they go to Turtle Rock. Which, all things considering, it seems like they have to do anyway. That Crystal Roller is also in a nasty spot.
Oh, yeah. Well, good news for Link Force getting their shovel and flute. Hopefully they'll be finding their mirror shortly.
To answer a question in chat, Fire Rod was in Skull Woods. It was French vanilla. Frostbite is now going to check Agina's cave. Now, Faraime checked this earlier, but we didn't get a look at what it was. And it was, in fact, just a big 20, unfortunately.
Stealing everybody's money this game. Good lord.
Could that golden spike be in any worse of a spot for that Skull Woods big chest?
For the runners, no. For the viewers, oh yes. Alright, well, Frostbite's gonna be slightly disappointed when he finds out there's nothing but money here in Desert. And I think he'll clear it.
He probably will. It's a crystal. He's still missing several items.
I mean, you're here. It'd be an easy one to go through.
Whoa, and as a lot of folks were predicting, the Titan's mitts were found in Swamp Palace.
Hot diggity daffodil.
And Faraime is just deciding, you know what, that's all I need, I'm going straight to the boss.
Yeah, I don't blame him. I mean, left side is never fun to begin with, and you don't want to do it if it's a pendant.
No, although there's a significant chance there could be two items back there, since the first chest after the small key was only a map. So we're still missing 5 items? Yeah, 5 items.
Well, here comes our next 2. Let's see what we got. Bombs and, ooh, Canis Amara. 2 required items.
That's a big one, because that opens up... We can now check the Mire area. We can go to Dark Death Mountain. We can get to the Turtle Rock boss.
Ooh, and another fetch quest item. Swamp was stacked.
Indeed. And Fariame is deciding, nope, that is it for me.
Alright, let's see if Bombos has got anything good. Oh, the ice rod. Okay. So,
oh boy.
Aside from the medallion to open up Turtle Rock, we're in go mode.
Yeah, and Fariame is going to check Mire first, interestingly. I'm kind of shocked. Seems like checking TR would be the better idea, although there are 2 easy checks here. You can just go check and hopefully there's a key under the mat.
Oof, nothing of use there. Bet she's gonna go check checkerboard and then bounce on out.
Yeah, at this point, we know what everyone needs to do. It's go to Swamp.
Oh, there's Link's Force next crystal. Was able to take out Moldorm and Tower of Hera.
I also just noticed Link Force has Tempered Sword. I did not recall where that came from.
Ooh. Yeah, we know that there was one in Pod, and then there was one in Mini Moldorm. Where was that third? Oh, the Hera Big Chest.
Thank you, chat.
That makes sense. Both Frostbite and Link Force have gone to Pod. Furame and Leslie have not. Alright, and down goes Lan Mokiri.
Now the question is, where does Frostbite go next? I think he's got to go to Death Mountain, because he's got to get the flippers, the shovel, and the flute.
He's got to go there, like ASAP.
Oh, I see why Fryme went to Mire first. He wanted to beat the Helmasaur Desert Palace first to get that out of the way, which makes sense. If you can ideally go mode TR and then go straight to GT, that would be the most ideal.
Now, I'm gonna say we may see a little bit of a divergence with Furame. He may actually go to Ice Palace, clear that, and then go to Turtle Rock. Because again, if Turtle Rock is Quake, he's golden.
Indeed. He might also be banking that he can also... well, wouldn't be banking, but it's possible he could also get a Mire... a medallion hint, I should say. Like where Ether or Bamos may be, just in case that's needed.
Yeah, just a heart piece in that checkerboard. So let's see, is he going to do Ice Palace or is he going to the mountain?
If I had to hazard a guess, he's taking a quick pit stop to pick up a blue bottle of blue goo while turning in... Oh no, he doesn't have the mushroom.
Yep, he's getting some potions. Alright, where to next?
Honestly, I think your idea of Ice Palace first is the better idea, especially, I mean, you never know. If there's a Trinex down in Ice Palace, then Turtle Rock ain't gonna... Actually, no, he can kill Trinex. Doesn't matter at this point.
And see, this way you save yourself a trip up to death, because honestly, you've got a very small chance of finding any type of necessary item down here. And he's going to be checking the easy chests anyway, so it's not going to be a problem.
Yeah. Glove is in the Lost Woods. Thanks, game. We needed it to get in here in the first place.
I love those hands. Those hands are better than the troll hands. I love them.
Those are the ultimate troll hints.
Yes. And I got to give a quick shout out to our wonderful people in chat who have started a debate about comic books and Marvel comics and all that. Thank you guys. It is you fun people that make this channel awesome.
Admittedly, I've never been really a comics person. Ooh, but we do find a shield in Ice Palace.
Hey, our first of many.
Our runner's now looking pretty healthy overall, with anywhere from 13 to 15 hearts now found.
Still got that green tunic, which can be pretty nasty, but yeah, that at least gives you a little bit of comfort knowing that you're not going to get insta-killed.
Indeed, although we haven't seen any chain chomps, luckily.
And the ones that we have seen have not been in very difficult areas.
We see another hint from Ice Palace that says the Cane of Burna is above the pose. Would have been nice if Faraime didn't already go there. Thanks, gang.
Another wonderful troll hand. Setting up a good bomb jump, and... oh my gosh, we've got the wall mask. Oh.
Wow, that was close. I would have suspected as soon as I noticed the fire bar was missing.
That right there is the most evil of monsters to have in that area.
Oh, we also get a good look at our stun prize, and it is a bunch of big 20s. Would have been nice earlier.
I was gonna say, that's not bad.
I did just see a chain chomp in the room Faraime was in 2 rooms ago.
I'm fairly certain Frostbite did not mean to walk off that way, but kind of looked like he wanted to. I'll have to make a mental note to ask him that when we get into an interview.
And unfortunately, I missed that.
Yeah, he just straight up walked right off the thing there.
Frostbite seems to be quite... oh, he's trying to get on top of the column, so that way he saves a few tiles. Although, he had the hook shot.
Mm-hmm. Not quite sure what he was thinking, though.
Yeah. He was actually quite frustrated. He might have been clouded by frustration over that tempered sword.
Ooh, we've got a vanilla boss in Ice Palace.
Faraime sure ain't gonna complain about that. Especially after picking up all that blue goo at the witch's hut. Limited to only Master Sword, though, so not exactly the ideal cold stare scenario.
Make short work of it, though. Just as Frostbite's finishing up Tower of Hera, getting the 5th crystal for him. And here comes the 6th for Faraime.
Just some bombs. Now, one interesting property of the Enemizer mode that we have not, I don't think we touched on yet, is that you might have noticed the Faraime moved to the center of the arena to pick up the item. That is a property of the Enemizer where all boss items will be moved to the center, just in case the boss is in a weird spot in a weird room. It might cause an issue. You have to figure at this point Faraime is headed to TR now.
Oh, yeah. Well, restock on potions, and then book it. Oh, and that was the Kana Samaria hint. Nice. Hopefully that'll push Frostbite to head over to Swamp once he finds his mirror.
Answer a question, chat. The flippers were in Spiral Cave.
Spiral Cave, Spiral Cave.
Now, if we are in go mode, it'll be really interesting because that means we never had to dip Meyer at all, which is a very lucky turn of events for our runner. Should that be the case?
Oh yes. When you
We
get
also-
to avoid a dungeon, it's always a plus.
Indeed, although I don't think we saw what the Meyer medallion was. Frame did not give us a look at that.
Yeah, I don't believe he actually got close enough for it. I mean, he zoomed by when he went to checkerboard, but I don't think we ever got a good look.
And our moment of truth, are we in go mode? Answer...
Ho, ho, ho.
Yes!
Lucky, lucky, lucky.
So at about 1 hour and 45 seconds, we know Frame for sure is in go mode.
Now this not only puts him in a fantastic position to win the race, but going into the last dungeon at an hour, that's just marvelous. I'm fairly certain we're going to get a sub 80 from him.
Indeed. He did not pick up the silvers out of Dark Cross, but and he is only on Master Sword, but I don't think that's gonna... Never mind.
Well, looks like some people are going to get butter.
Yeah, you have to figure everybody's gonna check that first chest.
Nope, check Testa. Now, would that be the commentator's curse or the commentator's blessing?
I think that's the commentator's... I would say commentator's blessing, personally. But yes, Frame will still go into this silverless, but Tempered Sword silverless is still a huge difference compared to Master Sword silverless.
Oh, Frostbite, you didn't pick up your flipper. Oh, he's gonna find that ice rod and probably want to do something else.
Yeah, he's probably going to check Dark Death. He might check Dark Death Mountain next. Although, actually, he can't. No
Yep,
Titans hits.
he needs to go back, get his flips.
And thank you, Star Wars and Chad, for confirming the procedure for Silverless Ganon on Tempered Sword. Or for Master Sword Silverless, excuse me. But yeah, that is way too many spins.
Goy.
52.
That's why I will go out of my way to find those silvers. I do not like Master Sword silverless.
It's even worse if you don't have half magic and a ton of bottles. Even with the torch glitch, it's still cutting it really close.
Oh yeah.
Frostbite giving us another look at K45, and it was the swag net. Frame went there earlier, but we didn't happen to catch what it was.
And points to Frostbite for taking a moment to pick up that swag net. He may not be getting first place in the restream, but he's first in our hearts.
And at this point, Frame is just going to zip straight to the boss. He's already got the big key from the Crystal Roller Room. So there is really absolutely nothing stopping him at this point.
And there's Leslie's Tempered Sword.
Yes, to answer a question in chat, yes, Frame did pick up the Turtle Rock Big Key. It was in the Crystal Roller Room.
Yep, just as we saw with that wonderful big chest opening.
It would have been hilarious, however, as chat points out, if he missed it.
You try to open that and be like, oh, whoops. And he did luck out there. Looks like it was just a small key in the lava room chest.
And he also lucked out in that, what is normally another crystal roller room. Nothing of the sort there, although I didn't see anything there, so that could have been a wall master.
I love this dark room right here. This is one of the few dark rooms which I am A-okay with doing, because there's nothing in here that can hurt you.
Leslie just took another death. That might have been a death warp.
Yep, looks like that was another death warp to head back into the... They're gonna go ahead and poke on back. I'm assuming they're gonna go fight the boss.
Yeah, Fryme does have to go to Laser Bridge, though, because they do still need the last small key to get to the boss, which is guaranteed now to be in this last chest.
And it looks like nothing but money on Laser Bridge. Alright, now let's see if we get our vanilla monster or if we get another dino. Ah, just another weird looking Moldorm. And a 1-2 punch and he's down! So, it's time for a wonderful game that we like to play. Involves numbers. And guessing. That's right, it's darts! Nah, I kid. It's another wonderful guessing game of where the GT Big Key is. As most of you have already seen, please put your guesses in chat. Pick a number between 1 and 22 on where that big key will be.
Well, interesting. Frostbite is doing the Kern bomb jump to get to the Palace of Darkness area.
Pretty cool bomb jump right there. Aptly named because of Kern, the only crazy person that would have ever thought that up.
Indeed. I'm also going to say for my GT Big Key guess, I'm going to guess 6. What about you, Mr. Scruff, Ninja Tuna?
I always go with 13.
13? Fair enough. He's going right side first. Let's see.
Here's number 1. Small key. Number 2. Small key.
Alright, where to next? Going full right, it seems. Meanwhile, Link Force has taken down the Skull Woods boss to get another crystal.
Take that, creepy Moldorm. No, that's not a fun one to try and fight in this area.
Link Force is about to get the bad news that it's just a hard piece on the pedestal. Or has gotten the bad news.
Now, that is the worst boss that you want to fight in Palace of Darkness. Blind is a pain. Also, 3, 4, 5, and 6 are nothing. So he is not going full right, he is noping out and heading over to Bob's Torch. Bob lives again, with number 7 being 20 rupees.
Leslie has actually, Leslie's gonna pick up the green pendant now, so we'll see if that turn in nets anything, although it's not gonna be any progression at this point.
Yeah, he's gonna be kind of sad when it finds out that it's nothing. Number 8.
Fact, literally, the only thing it could be is another medallion, which will not help.
Nope, not much. And number 10 was our big key.
And it looks like Drosy, our tracker, is the winner of the big key guessing game.
Good job, good job. he wins a lifetime supply of randomizer seeds. And our love and affection. Prices may vary. Not redeemable in Nebraska.
Frostbite is now heading into the front of Escape. I don't remember there being anything particularly important down here.
Not on this seed.
Oh, we did get, Sahasrara gave us his blue shirt for the green pendant.
Ooh, our first armor upgrade. Not bad.
Not bad, but unfortunately not what Leslie's looking for at this point. At this point, both Leslie and Linkforce can now head into Swamp Palace. Actually, Leslie has not checked the shovel spot yet, so Leslie still needs to dig up the mirror.
Yep, and Frostbite needs to go back to Death Mountain and go to Spiral Cave.
And unfortunately, that's really the only check he can make up there, too, so that's going to be a last location. Which is really unfortunate.
Oh, yeah.
All things considering, though, not too crazy of a seed. The only real thing that bottlenecked was, caused a bottleneck were those Titan's mitts.
Yeah, didn't really need to go into pod. I mean, the extra sword was nice. But the only thing you needed to dip was Swamp for those mitts and the Canis Maria.
That's true, Meyer was not needed at all, and for all we know, the Meyer medallion is here in GT somewhere.
Yeah, that would have been a whole lot better. Getting our first Spike Cave check. Oh, there's our second armor. Leslie, donning those red digs.
Well, I don't think Leslie's going to have to worry about taking any Ganon hugs tonight.
Nah, I think he's good.
And we have Moldorm 2 in Landmola's 2. What?
Man, we did not get our Lavos shell. We didn't get our Helma Kitty. This just has not been fun. We need our crazy bosses. Come on.
For a Chaos boss's seed, there hasn't really been any bottlenecking on the boss front this time around. It's mostly been Moldorms and Helmosaurs. And with the early hammer we picked up, both those bosses were free.
Oh, yeah.
Because I lost count. We had 2 Helmosaurs, I think at least 4 Moldorms, and 1 Blind, and 1 Argus.
Yep,
and 1 Cold Stare.
Yeah, we had Vanilla Cold Stare, Blind and Pod, Vanilla Moldorm, 3 Helmosaurs?
I think it was just 2. One was Thieves Town, the other was Eastern question mark?
No, Eastern was Argus.
That's right.
There's Thieves Town and Desert Palace. Those were our 2 Helmosaurs.
That's the one.
Poor Frostbite still not going back to Death Mountain.
Might be headed there now, after realizing what's happened.
Oh, and our first moth.
Indeed, although with no spikes, this one's pretty much free.
Oh yeah, just gotta whack at it a couple of times and you're good.
Right.
And our fire shield.
I gotta be honest with you, I like the idea of Fire Shield, especially because it can block Blind's bullets, and there are a lot of those.
Oh yes. Oh well, that's a nifty thing I haven't seen in a while. Using Cape to dash through those bumpers.
Whatever works. Oh boy, Leslie trying to death warp out of the front of Escape, and a Crystal Roller would be the best way to do it. Too bad he's on red mail.
Now the plus is that the roller there will always do at least 1 heart a day. With that red mail, of course. And while Ferme is doing his trigonometry test, we've got Link Force finishing up the Helmet Kitty. And it's time to beat the big pig. I'll go ahead and help Star Wars. Luau! Okay, that was a little early. There we go. Luau! Ah, the wonderful use of that cape.
Yeah, Fraime having absolutely no trouble getting through phases 1 and 2 of Ganon.
And if he just stopped teleporting, goodness. While he's finishing up that, Frostbite's on his way down to the blind fight in Palace of Dark. Gonna be rewarded with his blue tunic once he turns it in. And I think Link Force is finally heading over to Swamp. Nope, never mind. Spoke too soon.
Although, Leslie did just pick up the mirror from the shovel spot, so he's going to be the second one of our runners tonight in the swamp.
Oh, thank Jeebus.
Fraime did get the torch glitch. I think he has at least one more bottle of blue goo left, so I don't think he's they're too concerned about running out of magic at this point. It is still 12, I think it's still 12 silverless spins with tempered, though, so still not easy.
He's getting that timing down right. So
Indeed.
He basically just needs 4 fire rod shots to get that big pig down. And I think this is the last one. Yep, and he's done it. Throw those GGs in chats. And he has crossed the finish line, and we've got an official SRL time of 1 hour, 17 minutes, and 6 seconds for Furame. He is first on the restream and first in the overall, saying that he beat his old world record by 4 minutes.
Wow, fantastic. And we have also ended the dominion of of Dr. Wily, according to the Triforce.
Dr. Wily. And we're gonna see if we can get Ferne in here for an interview.
Meanwhile, we've got Leslie going through Swamp Palace. Now here's the next $1 million question. When our runners do go into Swamp, are they going to nope out right away after picking up the mitts, or are they going to at least continue down to the 2 flooded chests to pick up the cane?
Well, I know that Frostbite got the hint about the cane being under 1, and since he's already checked out all the other spots, I'm fairly certain he's going to realize it's here in Swamp. Well, when he gets there. Ferme is going to be joining us in chat. And to answer the question, the hint, I believe that was the one in... Where was that? Was that the one in Thievestown?
Honestly, I don't remember that one.
I think that was the one, yeah. Yeah, and no one decided to go to Swamp. Ferme, you galaxy brained that, not only getting the flips from Spiral Cave and the mirror from the digging spot way earlier than everyone else, but you decided to go to Swamp a good half hour before anyone else decided to, getting the mitts and the cane, like right off the bat.
And once that happened, you pretty much blew the seed wide open. And you got pretty much bailed out by that Quake medallion for Turtle Rock.
Oh yeah, that 33% gamble was just fantastic.
Looks like Link Force is also finally making the Swamp Palace play. Now, Frostbite, yep. I cannot imagine what's going to be going through his mind when he's going to think he's so far behind at this point once he gets those flippers.
Yeah, Leslie's already got his Titan's mitts, so I'm hoping that he'll duck out of there once he finds his Canis Mari.
Well, he hasn't ducked out now, so he's definitely going to at least get the cane. He might be going left side.
Yep, I think that's the case. And here comes Frostbite with his flippers. Let's see how many Rage Slashes we get.
Or Fire Rod burns.
Nothing. Just a little bit of hesitation in that save menu.
Oh yeah, and Faraime, what were your thoughts on the the Ice Palace bomb jump almost gave you a heart attack. Yeah, that was just amazing right there. You lucked out big time.
Oh yeah, that right there was a major butt clincher.
Looks like left side Swamp only had the big key and a compass. So that item, the last item, is going to be in the big chest, which, unfortunately, again, not what Leslie's looking for, but we'll find what they're looking for later down the dungeon line.
Yeah, that's going to put him in the right direction, at least. And just so you guys know, Ferme is not in the booth with us. He is in chat. We're just responding to what he typed.
Now, Frostbite is taking those flippers and going straight into Swamp Palace. By now, they gotta know what this is the play. In fact, this is pretty much the last location anyway for Frostbite.
Oh yeah, because once this is done, everyone's gonna be heading over to Ice Palace, and then immediately up to Turtle Rock.
Now you wonder which runner is going to go to Turtle Rock first over Ice Palace, because there was a debate in chat earlier, which is a good point, that it is also not a bad idea to at least check the TR medallion first to make sure you're in go mode. Granted, it is going to cost another trip up the mountain if you decide either way if you do that, but at the same time, it's a great confidence boost.
Oh yeah. Oh, and we're finally going to be able to check out what our Swamp Palace boss is. Come on, Trinix.
Yeah, that is true. Pretty much the only dungeon we did not see in this entire seed is Misery Mire. We saw absolutely nothing out of that, and we're not going to see anything out of it at this point.
God, no, it's another Moldorm.
Ay, that's got to be like the fourth one.
I think that's the fifth.
Yeah, fifth, actually. An answer question in chat. Ice Rod was on Bamo's tablet. Wow, that was the most richest Moldorm I've seen all night.
Ooh, Link Force is bouncing. He's got that cane and he's outie.
Makes perfect sense. Now, what's the next play for you, Link Force? Ice or Turtle Rock?
Ice. I say ice. Now, this is... Of course, it's kind of frowned upon in a lot of situations, but, you know, as a racer, you gotta use whatever information you can. I can guarantee you that the moment a lot of these racers saw the done in the chat, they started thinking, okay, I have to stop and realize what easy spots have I missed. And that is called metagaming.
Leslie has picked up the ice rod out of Bamo's tablet, and let's see where they go next.
Ooh, come on, go to Ice Palace.
He's debating. Yeah, he's going to Turtle Rock first. It looks like.
Now the plus here is that we did not see a single Trinex, so that ice rod is not necessary.
True. Come to think of it, could we have gotten away without the book? We technically could have, because the mitts were locked behind the mirror, which were locked behind the shovel.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, we could have gone away without the book, but that was going to be picked up anyway, because that was on a boss.
And we could have done away with it for desert access if we got that flute, or vice versa. Didn't need the flute if we got the book, didn't need the book if we got the flute.
And the flute was pretty much free, because that was in Paradox Cave.
Oh yeah, that's something that almost everyone checks anyway, so free money.
Yeah, seven checks within about a minute. Yeah, you ain't passing that up. Unless you're already in go mode before Paradox Cave, which I would love to see the day when that ever happens.
Right? If your go mode item happens to be a mitt, then oh goodness gracious. Now this is going to be an interesting one. Leslie is deciding to go ahead and do Turtle Rock, having to climb up the mountain again after beating Cold Stare down in Ice Palace, where Link Force, if he's lucky enough, he's just going to go straight from Ice Palace over to Turtle Rock.
Now here we're gonna see if anybody gets spooked by the if Link Force gets spooked by the Ice Palace bomb jump wall master. Now, Frostbite also did just go all the way through Swamp Palace to take out the Moldorm there, so we are so that's gonna cost him a bit of time, unfortunately. But he is dipping ice next. Oh, he actually did not bomb jump. He's got no hearts, so he's taking the long way, it looks like.
I don't blame him.
Leslie does now have the Butter Sword, thankfully, due to the first chest of Turtle Rock.
Butter, red, and silvers. This is going to be an easy GT.
Yeah, pretty much Sword being the grand exception, the complete polar opposite of Furaime's Tempered Sword Silverless fight with Green Mail.
Yeah, that was the fun thing, Furaime, because you didn't do the pod and get the green pendant, didn't go do Spike Cave, you missed out on both those armor pieces. And let's see, the one sword that you missed was in pod itself.
Yeah, all things considering, as I mentioned before, not really the most trolly seed we've seen in a while. No ridiculous logic change or anything of the sort. And I've seen some nasty logic chains. I've seen a seed where Bo was like behind 5 or 6 items in separate dungeons. Actually, last afternoon's SG Live qualifier race was a thing of beauty.
Yeah, that's a word for it.
I'm trying to remember like what the exact logic chain was, but it was like a 10-step chain to get I can't even remember what the last item, what the go mode item was.
I don't want to remember. Oh, that was a sad death for Link. Getting into that one room with the spike and Oh, I don't blame him for what he's doing. He's gonna go ahead and go dip over to the witch's hut, get some much-needed potion, and hopefully go back.
And Frostbite not even bothering to check the big... Do we even see the Ice Palace big key at any point?
Nope.
I didn't think so. Was
I
there a
figured.
key on the Ice Palace boss? I can't remember. I don't think there was.
No, I think it was actually an item. Yeah, this is the part where people watching that chat would know, okay, we're pretty much close to go mode. I'm fairly certain that these guys are thinking that Turtle Rock, well, except for Leslie because he knows, that Turtle Rock is going to be Quake.
Indeed, and we are getting some confirmation from Siriu XR Tracker that we have 2 more finishes in the community race. Matt7898 has finished in 2nd place with an SRL time of 1:28:07, and Zelga Disan has finished in 3rd place. I hope I'm pronouncing that right, by the way. Zelga has finished in 3rd place with a time of 1:29:33.
Definitely gotta say GG's to the runners there. Anytime you get a sub 90 is gonna be phenomenal.
All right, Leslie is taking out has taken out Moldorm again, and I think again because I think that's and again because that's I think that's the 5th Moldorm. Oh no, the 5th Moldorm is in GT. Never mind, but yeah.
Gotta give props to Link being able to go ahead and get that Ice Palace bomb without the Wall Master doing him dirty.
Yeah, it's more like a not this time moment. Unfortunately, though, due to the routing choice Leslie made, they now have to go back to Ice and finish that first.
And Frostbite's probably going to keep a decent lead on top of him, since he'll be able to go ahead and go straight from Turtle Rock over to GT.
Yeah, very graciously, the Turtle Rock Big Key was in a much more decent location than others would hope, or than chat would hope.
Very good to specify there.
I don't think the big key to Turtle Rock can't even be on Laser Bridge. Never mind, because yeah, the door behind the big chest is a big key door.
Well, I mean, if we were playing inverted, maybe.
True. Frostbite now has a nice big stick of butter to take down Moldorm with. Frostbite also has red mail as well, so pretty much completely protected for the rest of the seed.
One of our trackers pointing out that Leslie does know he's going to go, so he doesn't have to worry about opening up any other chests, but then immediately proving him wrong by opening up the chest in the pin gator room.
Might have been hoping for a small key or half magic.
Yeah, I'd be looking for half magic at this point, but that's only just because I'm a wuss when it comes to playing this game. Seeing as how he's already got butter and silvers, I really can't see any reason for him wanting anything else.
Indeed. And to answer a question in chat, Faraime was the first to go to Swamp Palace, just basically out-predicting the seed, if you will. And as a result, he found the Mitts and the Canis Samaria, and that pretty much just put the seed in place for him. Right there. Because yeah, after Mitts and Kane, technically that was it. That's all you really needed. Because by that point, yeah, I had Fire... Because at that point, everybody had Fire Rod. By that point, everybody had Mirror. Oh, he had to have Mirror to get to Swamp. But by that point, yeah, that's pretty much it. And we are... Matt is actually telling us that half magic was in hammer pegs.
Oh, yeah, that makes sense. Most of the time, by the time you got the Titan's mitts, you didn't need to do any other checks outside of dungeons.
That's true. We did not see the Smith chain or Gary's lunchbox today.
Oh, that must... Oh, okay. Now I'm starting to understand why Matt's item was... His go mode was Fire Rod, as he put in chat. That makes sense. If he decided to get the rest of the stuff in Swamp, he would have gone to that area and searched it.
Yeah, that is true, because the only major thing Fire Rod was needed for was Skull Woods and one Cold Stare fight, but that was late.
Yeah, this will be kind of an interesting battle here. We've got Leslie just going right into the Cold Stare fight, where Link is just entering Turtle Rock, but Leslie also has to go ahead and make that climb back up the mountain to get over to the GT. Can Link get through all of Turtle Rock before Leslie can make it up the mountain?
That is a good question.
Oh, you shush. Star Wars, let me have my hope.
On the bright side, though, Leslie having the much easier Cold Stare fight with the help of that nice fresh hot butter. I would say like a hot knife through butter, but the hot knife is the butter.
Hot butter knife? That's getting too much into the whole Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy form.
Mm-hmm.
I kind of want that now. I want a knife that slices bread to make it toast and then butters it at the same time.
Now, butters it at the same time. That would be the ultimate. That would be the ultimate toaster knife.
Yes. That is also another plus to having Enemizer on. You get so many mimics in different rooms that you wouldn't normally have them. Get to see what a mimic clip looks like. Unintentionally, of course.
And we are getting confirmation now that Dracaris has finished in 4th place for this race with an SRL time of 1:37.15.
Ooh, very nice.
Looks like Leslie is going to be the first one to GT by about 10 seconds or so.
Ooh. Now that was surprising. I figured Frostbite would have been able to go ahead and finish the boss and then get to it beforehand. But now this is going to be the interesting part. Who's going to have the better routing? Since we've got the big key over in the Stalfos room, anyone that decides to go Dark Magician route has got the upper hand.
Pretty much.
Oh, Frostbite's doing it. He was hesitating for a sec, but he's doing it.
Yeah, that's ultimately going to play in their favor. Because, yeah, they'll get the big key pretty quickly. And we have Zelga joining us in chat. Looks like the fire rod was their troublemaker item as well.
Oh man, that's gotta stink. Yeah, having a vanilla item is, French vanilla in this case, is not a fun thing to go through.
Nope. Frostbite has found the big key and is going straight up the top.
Now it's just a matter of execution. Can Frostbite make this climb without dying?
Leslie is also bailed out of right side and is going back, heading over to the left side, so they'll get their big key and start running the gauntlet as well.
Excellent.
Both runners are Red Mail, Buttersword, Silver Arrow, so they both should have a pretty free Ganon fight.
So it really does come down to execution. As long as Frostbite doesn't have any issues, he should be able to clinch this second place restring.
Yeah, both runners with at least 15 hearts. Yeah, that's not going to be, that's really not going to be too much of an issue, or unlikely to be a huge issue this run.
Now, this type of item density that we've got with everyone. It's sitting back with a couple of drinks and having fun kind of safety plays.
And we're now receiving word that Dragon Strike 1988 is our 5th place finisher with an SRL time of 1 hour 42 minutes and 24 seconds. GG to Dragon Strike.
Poor Frostbite reminding us that many Moldorms are evil.
Frostbite is apparently was really frustrated with that last room. Although, admittedly, I don't mind a good frustration slash every once in a while. Or yanking at the lumberjack ledge when you discover there's something important on there. I've seen that happen once.
Thankfully, Frostbite did get the powder out of Swamp, so he'll be able to health back up. And I never noticed that the Moldorm noise happens in that other room. That's cool.
A bit of an audio cue warning then if you know when Moldorm's coming.
I mean, to be fair, the Trinex does show its legs, so that's a good visual cue. Frostbite having a little bit of trouble. Remember to drink responsibly.
All those blue goose.
And this is where we come to find out that those blue goos are not just health potions.
Link Force has just now picked up the GT Big Key. So now everybody's in GT. Everybody's making their way through the gauntlet.
In a much nicer room than the previous. Oh yeah, you gotta avoid those wall masters there, Frostbite. Do not start this climb over again.
Oh, that would be so devastating, because that's like at least, what, a 2-3 minute climb back up?
Oh yeah.
Frostbite has been cutting it really close with those hearts. And this is 16 hearts green mail, too. Not green, excuse me, red mail.
Yeah, green, red. Asking a dog, and they're gonna just see the same. And speaking of red, there's our fire shield.
Yeah, everybody's going to have red shields going into this Ganon fight, too. So, yeah, seeing a lot of red at the end of this seed. And we have word that D Demolisher has finished in 6th place with a time of 1:43.18. Frostbite's deciding to use the swag net against Agatu here. Even
Hey,
getting a
you can use it.
he even managed to sneak in a item dash with the swag net too.
Ooh, almost. That's a good place for a triple. Ooh, but only gets a single.
Yeah, at this point, Frostbite's just giving us a show at this point.
Oh yeah. I'm fairly certain he's crossed the threshold of clearly not giving a care.
Unfortunately, Aghanim is becoming pretty desynced with his clones right now. Meanwhile, Leslie taking on Agatu.
Ooh, and Frostbite's still getting Aga down first.
D Demolisher, to answer your question in chat, Fry basically kind of just went to Swamp way earlier. And that just, everything just fell into place afterwards. Both our runners going into the fight against the Big Pig.
Oh, just got word that Koi has finished 7th place with a time of 1:48.19.
Also, nutritionists recommend that at least half your, I think it said half your diet comes from whole grains or something along that line.
I'm okay with that. Oh, those spins are just not being kind.
Again, and whenever you're done teleporting across the room, we'd like to get this over with. Did we find arrows in Hyrule Castle? Yes, have some.
Everyone did. Yay!
Also, Leslie, watch your health, dude.
Yeah, don't die. Don't die.
Ooh, tried for the double, couldn't get it. Both Frostbite and Leslie are on phase 4. Frostbite did not get Torch Glitch. Ooh, Leslie having to burn that blue potion.
Oh, and here comes Frostbite.
And there we go. Frostbite is going to be our second restream runner to finish the Big Pig. Leslie right behind. GG to the both of our runners.
And it looks like we actually did have a snipe just before Frostbite. Rylan Tankier finished 8th place with a time of 1:49.03. Frostbite coming in 9th with a time of 1:49.20. And Leslie Pro coming in 10th with a time of 1:49.36.
Wow, nice close triple finish from those three runners. And two more runners on stream have ended the domination of Dr. Wiley.
And let's see if we can get anybody in for an interview here. And we are joined by Leslie Pro. GG.
GG all around. What I'd like to know is this. What in God's name did Farame do to get a time that sick in a mode that is known for being downright nasty?
He went to Swamp Palace really early.
Magic.
Yeah, that basically, I did that part of it to myself because I completely forgot I had the shovel until I last location the mirror, but from there I just went straight to Swamp, and thankfully I didn't shoot myself in the foot again by falling for the Titan Mitts bait.
Yeah, we were wondering after Farame finished who was going to nope out a Swamp after picking up the Titan Mitts. Thankfully it was, from our restream runners, at least nobody.
Yeah, I figured it was early enough in Swamp where I was sensing, okay, that could be bait. Let's check around. Heck, I even got the silvers out of Hyrule Castle before I got the shovel, so... Oh well. It's alright. This was a good seed and a good run.
Definitely an interesting seed, to say the least.
Oh yeah, no doubt about it. In fact, one of the nasty tricks of the seed that got me early was, well, good old nasty crystal roller with some thrown in with some anti-fairies inside of Thieves Town. I'm thinking, oh god, here we go again. As soon as I got done with Skull Woods, I went right back. I went back there because I was like, okay, what happened last time ain't happening again.
Yeah, Thieves Town and Pod were really messing with people tonight in terms of enemy placement.
Oh, and we are welcomed by Frostbite 3030. GG's.
Thank you.
GG's, Frostbite. Well played.
Thanks, Leslie. I knew we were playing Enemizer. I didn't know we were playing Controller Miser, too. God damn, that was hard to play.
Yeah,
I don't know if you noticed, my controller was just holding up a lot of the time. And so, like, I ran into the hole 6 times in a row in Skullwoods and then died, and I couldn't get the bomb jump because I couldn't line anything up. And I was honestly afraid I was going to just walk off the cliff at Ganon. It was just an absolute struggle out there. But yeah, with the rubber.
Yeah, we saw exploded. That. Oh, yikes!
Yikes, indeed.
The seed was super free though, and awesome GG to Farame for the time they put up because. Yeah, like, honestly, this was one of the freest seeds. I mean, it's certainly the freest Enemizer seed I've ever seen, boss-wise. I mean, there was some tough enemy placements, but, like, the only reason I died is because I went to Pod insanely early when it was totally unnecessary. And after I went there, I was too stubborn to leave when I I knew it was sort of a dumb play. But, you know, the bow is still in logic in Enemizer for certain things. And I figured, hey, I got that bow, I got the lamp, I got the hammer, let's go do this. And then, of course, I absolute last located the mitts, which was hilarious because, of course, they're in Spiral Cave. It's like, as long as the mitts or whatever's leading to the mitts isn't in Spiral Cave, that's not really a problem. But that's, of course, a huge problem. But the seed was so friendly, it just gave me everything I needed before that. So all I needed was the mitts, and I was basically in go mode.
Yeah, well, it wasn't just the mitts. Thankfully, you didn't nope out a Swamp Palace from what I heard from commentary, because that would have been tragic.
Speaking of Swamp, those flips.
Oh yeah, sorry, it was the flippers I last located, right? Not the mitts.
Yeah, but they did lead to the mitts, to be fair.
I kind of had, like, I figured it either had to be the flippers or it had to be the mids, and the thing was on Smith Chain or in Dark Death Mountain. So no, it was silly. But yeah, it was. I mean, I don't know. I don't. What was the powder in the back of Swamp Palace? I can't even remember. I think I used it once. It wouldn't have been that big of a deal. I had 2 blue potions. But yeah, it was just like it was just a struggle for me to play. I was frustrated the whole time, and like I couldn't even menu. You know how hard it is to menu in a game when your stupid controller's pressing up all the time, and sometimes it would get jammed and I couldn't stop it, so I'd have to like shake it. It was just really, really funny. I don't know. I'm glad my mic wasn't on. Let's just put that out there.
Yikes. Yeah, we noticed a couple of times.
I can tell you that I can relate with controller problems, because sometimes my Nintendo Switch does deal with, unfortunately for me, Joy-Con drift.
The drift, yeah. I don't know. I had issues with this one. It's the iBuffalo, and it had like really bad phantom inputs, like, which is a problem with these controllers. And then I actually just swapped out the board for one of my old ones, and it worked fine. But I think the rubber just got jammed because I'm actually putting it back together right now. I pulled it apart, and it was just the rubber on the up button was jammed, so that sometimes it wouldn't press at all, and then other times it would hold down constantly. But I don't know. I figured the seed was pretty quick, so I was thinking about after I got in go mode, it's like, I can go do Meyer and pull the ped for the memes and just call it a day, because of course I went back to Pod to get the green pendant before going to Spiral Cave to get the flippers. But it was I figured it was too long into the seed already to do that.
Yeah, well, I had a hunch that Pod was green pendant, so I just finished it there just to sort of cover my rear end. I was heading towards Meyer, and I was going to pull Ped, but I found the ice rod right there on the Bombus tablet, so I'm like, okay, I'm good.
Yeah, I was really hoping for a Trinex to show up somewhere, anywhere, please. Anything but another friggin' easy Moldorm. Because I found the ice rod like fairly early, I think. I mean, I found it right after I found the mirror, basically.
Yeah, there were 5 Moldorms in this seed.
Yeah.
It was absolutely ridiculous. I also would, just to interrupt for a second, we do want to also mention that Link Force has also finished the race in, let me triple check. He finished in 13th place with an SRL time of 1:53.15. So GG to Link Force.
Yep, GG indeed. And I did the math on that. That's 40 eyes total. I don't think anybody would have picked that many eyes for a Moldorm to start a seed.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm good with 2, thank you.
Yeah, there's probably, like, who said... I got money that there's Ice Moldorm as well, because who checked that, right?
Oh, that's true. No one did basement, so probably would have gotten a 6th. And
I was all ready to go Dark Magician strat just to see what it was, because I figured the only thing... I mean, I saw the Firehand finish so quickly, I basically knew the Ice Rod wasn't a thing, because I assumed they never even picked it up. The only hope I had was a Trinex, so I was like, I'm gonna go Dark Magician to maximize my chance of running into a boss that other people can't possibly beat. But no, and of course, the seed was so different. I got the hook shot so late too, and it's like, do you go left or right after you check Hype Cave? And if you went right, you're absolutely just throwing away time, and if you went left, you got the hook shot, which, I had to double dip Eastern. It's just no fun whatsoever. Obviously, the mitts were in Meyer, or not Meyer, in Swamp, which I don't think the hookshot blocked anything, because it was the powder and something else, right? And yeah,
Samaria.
Cane of Samaria was in the big chest, and the big key was no wait.
Cane
of Samaria was in the flooded room. Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, that's the one.
But there was a hint for that, so I knew Cane of Samaria was in there, so that's why I didn't feel bad at all about going in there. And then I just pulled the ped, or I finished the boss there basically at that point, hoping that. Against hope that I knew it wasn't going to be the case, but I figured the only thing that can help me is if the Tiara medallion is sitting on the ped and no one can get in until they beat all the pendants, because I had already cleared Pod and finishing off a Swamp isn't that bad from the flooded room. It's fairly quick, especially when it's Moldorm.
And also,
was that Blind? It was Blind, wasn't it?
Blind was in Pod, yeah.
Oh yeah, no, who was in Swamp? It was Moldorm then, yeah. I can't
Swamp was
remember.
another Moldorm.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Also, what do you guys think towards 2-minute Dark World access, by the way? Can we just bring that up for a second?
Yeah, pretty nuts.
Yeah, that was ridiculous. Like, I looked at that, and, well, Good thing my mic wasn't on, because you would have caught a word that you would have had to have called up beep, but not for.
Honestly, I'm just happy I got the boost before I went into Dark World, because very easily could have not done that.
Can I just say something about that? That is the second 9 o'clock seed in a row, as far as I'm aware, where the boots were in Link's house. That happened last night while I was on commentary. It happened again tonight while I'm playing. And I'm just sitting here laughing my rear end off because that was just too comical.
Well, yeah, the boots are in Link's house, Numpty. I do like that hint.
Yeah, that hint always draws a good laugh. But yeah, this was quite the seed, and it's my understanding, according to what Farame said in the IRC, that this was he beat his previous world record for this mode by 4 minutes. Can we get confirmation on that? Was that actually an Enemizer boss shuffle chaos world record?
Unfortunately, I cannot answer that one.
It's Randomizer. Everything new is a world record.
I wouldn't doubt it.
No, I do believe that was Furame's PB of sorts, especially for Chaos.
Yeah, Chaos Boss is actually much easier than Random Boss, because this would have been a way different seed if you had to get the Ice Rod and if Vitreous had showed up somewhere early and rejected people. But the bosses were so free. They're all so easy, except for, I guess there was a Cold Stare somewhere, but I had Tempered Sword by then, so that's essentially free.
Yeah, Vanilla Cold Stare. That was it.
Yeah, everything else was a you could have had no sword and had no problem the whole rest of the seed, except for, I guess, Argus would have been annoying, but still easy.
Somebody did have to double dip a dungeon because they couldn't take out Argus.
Yeah, that was me. And then, of course, I got the book, which it didn't end up costing me too much time, but, you always follow the book, and it always leads you nowhere.
Oh, yeah.
In any case, in this case, the book was kind of a red herring leading to the unrequired Ice Rod.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it also got me in a desert early, which didn't lead to anything. I mean, I guess in retrospect, if the flute or the mirror had been buried, it might have been a thing. But then I found out pretty soon that the mirror couldn't be somewhere like GT, because you had to get into Swamp. After I checked Catfish, I knew the Canis Maria had to be in Swamp Palace, so I knew I was going to be finding those things at some point. But yeah, go into Dark World, turn left, get the hook shot, then you're free. You won't get rejected out of Eastern. You'll be able to, hook shot is a very powerful item in Enemizer because it kills a lot of enemies outright and it stuns a lot of enemies, and not having it is a problem. And then, always anti-fairies everywhere, right? They're the worst enemy, I think, in Enemizer. I think, unless you get the powder early, and even then it's a magic resource management, but I think I might have took about 100 hits from anti-fairies in this seed.
Oh, yeah, that was
Everybody took a lot of hits from everything this seed.
Yeah. I think I only took 2 unintentional deaths. But, some of the intentional deaths is because I just got bodied and I need to regain my health. So, does that count as an unintentional death when I'm only killing myself because I have 1 heart left, right? But, I died twice in pod early. That stupid pokey on the bridge was so mean.
Yeah,
God,
it was.
Yeah, that thing basically gave me not a manicure, not a pedicure, but a facial on a rebound.
Yeah. I died the first time, and then I actually got through by damage boosting off the, I don't know what that thing's called, the Bari? Is that what those the electric things are called? Because I had no sword yet, because of course I went to the Dark World before getting the free sword out of Mini Moldorm Cave. So I went there once, I died, and then I went back the second time. I was like, I think I can get through this by damage boosting through it, and it worked, but it didn't give me anything. And then I died in the back, and then of course I got the sword out of the Hellway, so I could just dash through it the third time going through the back of pod.
Yeah, we were actually surprised to see how little we actually had. I mean, the sword was a plus, but there wasn't really anything of use in pod itself, because we got the mushroom, which was nothing.
Yeah, I was really happy when I saw that pod was bow locked, because even though it's not bow locked because you don't actually need the bow, the game considers the dungeon bow locked in that instance, because it places the enemies after it places the item, so it doesn't know that you don't need the bow to get through there. And so I was like, yes, the myths are going to be back here. And of course, it was absolutely nothing. I mean, I was sort of happy when I found a sword because I was like, oh, maybe this is the first sword. And then literally the next spot I checked, there was a sword. Oh yeah, I wrote down that I wanted to mention this too. I had 3 locations left for progression. I checked Sahasrala and got the blue mail, and then I checked Spike Cave and got the red mail, and then I found the flippers. That was one of the 2 times where I was laughing for an extended period of time during this season.
Funny enough, you and Leslie and Link Force. No, wait, just you and Leslie. Link Force only ended up getting the one out of Spike Cave, but you 2 did the exact same thing.
Yeah, we both last location something, except for me, it was the mirror.
Where was that? That was on the shovel?
Yep.
And where was the shovel?
Paradox Cave.
Okay, yeah.
Explains why I forgot about that.
Yeah, I forgot about the mushroom because I got that out of pod, and then I was like, oh, I should go check this. It's the only thing I got. And then I'm like, I forgot about it. So then, of course, once you forget about something like that, I feel like you should never go back and check it because it's never anything. But of course, then I go back and check it to confirm that it's nothing. And I don't believe in hard resetting, so I'm really glad that it wasn't a fake founder seed. So.
Yeah, we were wondering about that.
Yeah, I just don't. I'm not a supporter of hard resetting. It's like I don't really care about it, but like I think it's kind of whack that you can do it and just like not take the chance on spending that item or that cash or whatever the resource is. I feel like you should have to live with your decisions, and so I play that way.
Be a responsible adult and keep your
makes it gamble. You want to turn the powder in, that's fine. You want to hold on to the mushroom, that's fine. You can't pre-check it. I don't care. I mean, it's obviously a strong strategical advantage, but I think it's stupid. I don't do it, and I think that in most instances, any sort of save scumming, maybe with the exception of like save scumming your Zora money, if you get nothing on that trip, is almost certainly not going to pay off in the long run.
Yeah, no one ever likes getting hit by the king of all scams.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it could have been worse. Could have been the single rupee.
Yeah, exactly. But yeah, it was. As soon as I saw Quake, I was like, "Oh, this seed was so available from the very start. You just had to not skip Spiral Cave, basically, or not skip Shovel, or not skip the dig game." And I skipped 2 of those 3. Sounds like Leslie skipped 1 of them.
Yeah, that was actually another thing that we were kind of laughing at when you guys had ended up going up to check the Zora stuff. I believe it was you and Furume were both doing the fake flippers at the point in time, and both of you entered Waterfall Fairy with 3/4 of a heart. So we were like, oh no, I hope Frostbite doesn't go in there with 3/4 of a heart. Never mind.
Oh yeah, that's always happens. I don't know how it knows. Like it just knows that you're going there at that time. It's so silly how it's really funny, especially the first time it happens and you're like, oh my god, what just happened? Or if it happens to you before, if you like sprint up there without the moon pearl, then you can't actually check the second chest. That's always fun too. So
go. Yeah.
We had a similar case with Faraime. We were talking about how he was in Turtle Rock, and we're gonna be like, oh, he's gonna have to do Master Sword Silver lists with green mail. And literally, as I say that, he picks up the Tempered Sword out of the first Turtle Rock chest.
Yeah.
Well, at that point, I had already gone through pod and already picked up the Tempered Sword, so that wound up being Butter Sword for me. But both of those are instances where, honestly, it says, and somebody I have co-commed with elsewhere would say, the game knows. And those are perfect examples of that.
Oh, it does. And you guys both encountered the Wallmaster during the Ice Palace bomb jump. It literally almost grabbed Faraime the nanosecond before the nanosecond after he started his spin slash for the bomb jump. It almost grabbed him.
Oh god, that threw off my timing for Ice Palace bomb jump because I'd never dealt with that before, so my timing's obviously thrown off. So now I'm having to do that with the extra pressure of potentially getting grabbed.
Yeah, I knew there was a roof enemy, for lack of a better term, because I didn't see the right amount of enemies in the room. So I was sort of half expecting it, but because there was only one visible enemy, I think that's a 2-enemy room, and so I knew there was either going to be like one of those little dudes that comes out of the ground, or a wall master. So when I heard it, I wasn't that worried, but I wasn't going to worry about doing the bomb jump. If I failed it the first time, I was just going to go back and flip the switch. I checked the first chest, so I knew I wasn't going to get screwed by leaving the big key behind there. I just wasn't going to mess around with it, because I've gotten picked up 2-3 times in a row, because sometimes it seems like they run on faster cycles. I'm sure it's just my brain, but I've been in there and it felt like it was almost impossible to get the bomb jump off because of the timing at which the hand was dropping.
That definitely was a butt-clenching moment, though.
Yeah, as long as you are holding your sword out and you have your spin ready, if you have the reactions to just let your spin go at worst as soon as the thing starts dropping, and as long as you can kill it, it shouldn't be a problem. Because I mean, and I guess the other thing is if you're familiar with the sort of right side bomb jump from playing Entrance or whatever in Ganon's tower, where you're timing the wall master on that one as well. So. I'm sort of familiar with that, so I wasn't too worried about it, but I was more worried about the controller at that point. That was the other thing. I said, if I go down here and it rams me back up into the wall at the top, I'm just going and flipping the switch and going to learn how to do this the vanilla way, because I'm not actually sure how you do it without doing the bomb jump, so... I know you got to find keys and the big key, and it's a bunch of nonsense, so...
That lets you know that you've played too much Randomizer when you don't know how to do Ice Palace.
I mean, I've run NMG too. You check even less chests there, though.
Gosh, it's been a while since I've done an NMG attempt to this.
Yeah, by run NMG, I mean I've done 4 runs, I think, now. Maybe started 10. But no, this was a super fun seed. I love Enemizer, and I am going to sign off here. Thanks for doing the comms today. And again, GG Leslie, awesome job, GG Farime. And I can't remember who the 4th runner was because my brain isn't working, but I wish them GGs, and thanks again.
GG to you, Frostbite. Thanks for stopping by.
Link Force, was that it? Link Force, right?
Yep.
Got it.
Yeah.
Awesome. GGs, thank you.
Yep, GG's Frostbite.
GG.
As for me, I can honestly say that out of all the seeds I've played, the last 2 I've played have both been fun to play, and have sort of re-energized after an unhealthy run of just some garbage. The seeds have been good. It's just that, well, hey, I'm having fun. That's all that counts.
Indeed.
And I love the Enemizer aspect. I've picked up Zelda 1 Rando, and Enemizer is quite ingrained for the races that are going on with that tournament. So this is literally, to me, it's quite similar. It's Enemizer with a potential for just about any boss to be anywhere except for Aghanim and Ganon.
All right then. Well, if that is all, if any of you guys have anything else you want to say before we wrap things up tonight?
Before I get out of here, I just want to say GG's again to Farame for an insanely sick time that I don't know if anybody's going to top in this mode. Let's be honest. Because that time was insane. And I believe that to be, and if that is indeed a world record, whether it is or not, congratulations. That is a fantastically good time, no matter what mode of this game you're running.
Absolutely.
And GG's to everybody. Also, thanks for having me on Restream. Much appreciated. I got my salty rum back in on this mode, and it was a darn good time. So I'll be back again for one of these very soon.
And we hope to see you then.
Absolutely. GG, everybody. Have a good night.
GG. With that said, ladies and gentlemen, I think that is going to conclude tonight's episode of A Link to the Past Randomizer, conclude tonight's race. So thank you all for joining. A major shout out to my co-commentator, Mr. Scruff Ninja Tuna, our trackers, Sariu Ect and Drossi1, for helping us out tonight, for all the tech crew, and for all of our runners tonight. Once again, GG. And thank you all for watching.
Yes, indeed. And a quick word in for anyone that's wanting to get into a little bit more speed gaming. We do currently have, it says, our Metroid Prime Randomizer tournament that's going on right now at the Speed Gaming Prime channel. That's going to be it for tonight, though. Tomorrow we've got more Metroid Prime starting at 12:30 p.m. on the Speed Gaming 2 channel, and our SG Live Ocarina of Time Randomizer qualifier at 1 p.m. on the Speed Gaming Prime channel, as well as a lot of other fun stuff. So feel free to stop by and enjoy some awesome speed gaming.
Yes, indeed. With that said, ladies and gentlemen, thank you all for watching. Have a great night, and we will see you next time.